Welcome to the Game Hall. I'm Rob, and if you saw the title of the video, you know more than I do. So I'm going to unbox this today. Join me. So like I said, if you saw the title, that means I wrote that in the future, so I know exactly what's in here. I do know it is something from Garphill Games that I backed on Kickstarter. What I don't know is whether this is the South Tigris expansions, or if this is the promo card packs that they did. They did like a series of promo cards and basically like update stuff if you missed things from that series. Of course, I'm talking specifically about the Shem Phillips trilogies. That's the North Sea, the West Kingdom, and the South Tigris. So I'm excited to see if this is the expansions or not. Just got it in and figured I would open it up with you guys. Again, there is no tutorials here. This is just old-fashioned Christmas morning. So let's start. Good packing. Oh, so this is not the promos. This is the complete South Tigris expansion set. We played all of these games, but the South Tigris games are pretty crunchy. There's a lot of dice mechanics in that series. Love it, but they get crunchier as they go on. I think Inventors was the first one. Or no, was it Wayfarers, Inventors, and Scholars? Might have the last two switch. Might be Scholars and then Inventors. But they were all fantastic. And I like the packing on this is really well done. I'm gonna need a little more. There we go. All right, look how beautiful that is. So if I knew that it was gonna be this, I would have already had the other games. As you can see, Inventors. And then we have Wayfarers and Scholars. So to join Inventors is Era of Experts, Body of Books for Scholars, and Tides of Trade for Wayfarers, as well as the Moonsaga, which, if you're familiar with the West Kingdom games, they had Tome Saga, and then there was Rune Saga for the North Sea games. This basically makes where you could do one giant campaign through all three games. We'll open that last. Like I said, I'm pretty sure Wayfarers was the first, so we will start with that. These are 1 to 4 players, ages 13 and up, and 60 to 90 minutes. And they are beefy. I don't know if they go up in time. Yes, they do. So for example, 60 to 90 minutes for Scholars, and 90 to 120 minutes for the Inventors expansion. So again, we'll start with the Wayfarers. Tides of Trade. In Wayfarers of the South Tigris, Tides of Trade, new opportunities for commerce have opened up beyond Mesopotamia. We must document new lands, establish trading posts, and oversee a greater increase. These games were fun. The base games are always fun, but it's always fun to put more things into them sometimes. I mean, some people think that's overkill, but when you play them as much as we do, it's good to have some variety and change. So we got the rule book, additional setups. So there are player board extensions that go on, which is cool. Hourglass tiles, some solo play. All right. Stuff to punch out. I will say these, because I've been doing a lot of these are a little thinner, but they still hold up. They punch out really nice. That's the main thing I'm concerned about usually, is like how well will it punch out? Will it get hung up? Will it rip? Will the artwork get damaged? Does not appear to be so. So some more tiles to be able to throw on the board. Yep, so those are good. More here as well. So these are the player board expansions. There's usually not a lot in these boxes. But that's the nice thing too, is that this will all fit just in the base box. And I'll probably wind up using these as like wall art in my office or something. I try not to waste the boxes when I can. Obviously, you start accumulating more than you can do with sometimes, but for artwork like this, it's always a pleasure to display it. More cards. Again, these cards pretty thin. Like, I'm just being honest. Great game, but They do worry me. You play with a lot of different games and you feel the different card stocks. These ones are really thin. So if you got a card bender in your game group, you know, could be an issue. Very cool. I will move on to the next box and we will clean that up. Let's go with Scholars. So this one, same player count, same age, and 60 to 90 minutes. In Scholars of the South Tigris, body of books, the Caliph have called for a greater focus towards the study of medicine. Doctors from near and far bring books and scrolls, wishing to share their latest discoveries. With this recent influx of knowledge and understanding, there seems to be no better time to start publishing our latest findings across all fields of science. I don't know which one was my favorite. Honestly, it might have been Scholars. I know Inventors was really good, but they, like I said, the crunch factor really built as they went along. And we played them, we did a whole weekend where we played each one 2 times back to back and then escalate it through the series. So they kind of blend together for a little bit. That's why we're excited to get these as well, so we can jump back into them. So again, books. So components, there's a main board extension that will exist. So instead of player board extensions, it's a main one. Starting cards and black dice. Black dice are a new type of die in this game. Each player starts with 1 black die in their bag and can gain more throughout the game. They have additional features and all you can look into. So again, same cardboard, same punch style. Here is the board expansion for the main board. It's cool. And then the black die they were talking about. New cards. And I'm not going to open these right now. Well, I'll open them real quick, but they're pretty much what you would expect. So when we're going through them like this, they're all the same manufacturer and all. So I'm excited. Are you guys excited for the next one? I believe it's going to be the East Empire. Any ideas on what kind of mechanics you think they'll bring? The dice were a nice welcomed change for the series. Very cool. And obviously, this stuff looks like a lot, but I got to give it to Shem and the designers and all. Like, the iconography, once you start playing a series, you might have to get a little used to it again for the new series, but it comes back, or it goes across all the games and all, and it becomes pretty intuitive in what each thing is. And then Era of Experts, Inventors. In Inventors of the South Tigris, Era of Experts, great minds from across the known world continue to make the House of Wisdom their home. It is an age of specialists, brilliant thinkers, and master of design. Bring with them new inventions to wow inhabitants of our great city. For those who wish to leave their mark, the time to create their greatest devices has yet to come. So this is cool. Looks like there are more inventions, hopefully. And this one is 90 to 120 minutes to further exclaim how much the games get not more difficult, but in lack of a better term, more difficult as they go along. So this one has a laboratory tile and 12 character boards. So is this maybe some asymmetry where you get to be an inventor? Ah, look, and they have asymmetric abilities in starting things. So that's pretty exciting. I always love when games add those. Nice. Let's look at one randomly, just as an example. Bijan. I know I'm butchering that. Starts the game by drawing 3 research tiles from the center river section draw pile. He selects 1 to keep and placing it on his character board and returns the others to the bottom. This gives him an additional benefit whenever he places a tent. He also gains, oh yeah, these are cool. These have a lot of different abilities. Punches. Yep. And some little meatballs. So no bags, so we'll have to supply some bags and see if they fit into the base game. Otherwise, let's look at the final thing, which is the Moonsaga. So again, this is where it says embark on an epic journey of scientific discovery in the South Tigris. This expansion provides 2 to 4 players with the means to play all 3 South Tigris games back to back with special goals and abilities across each game. So you do need all the games. It also comes with a solo only 6-chapter campaign with branching decisions in each game. Oh, just so you can see, so this was the Moonsaga, and then the Tomb Saga. So it comes with promo tiles. Promo tiles for each game, and it outlines which ones you can put in each. The storybook to follow it for setup. The campaign overview. Nice little score pad. Cards. A board to keep track of it as you go along. And here's the tiles that it was referring to. Pretty cool. All right, so let me see how this all fits into the base boxes, and I'll be right back. All right, not too bad when it comes to, there's not a lot in these expansion boxes, but I want to show a little bit because some of them you're just going to have to make some changes. The easiest was probably Wayfarers, so the first one. So Wayfarers, we had the Tides of Trade, right? So here's what the box looked like. This one I was able to keep the insert in, and what I did was I just put the cards that came in Tides of Trade and the cardboard pieces or bits, whatever that need to go on the board, into a bag. And literally they just fit perfectly fine. There are spaces in here that are reserved for those. I could do that. I honestly have thought many times about taking this tray out because as nice as these things seem when you're trying to set up, I have to really dig to get some of these things out. And I don't absolutely love it. So at this point, I was like, I'm not gonna put those in there. I'm just gonna do that and see if it fits, which it does. So followed by that, you're gonna have your player board and then, your player boards and then the game board. And then you're gonna have the expansion pieces that came with this. And you can kind of move it around a little bit, but it sits below the lid, which is good. And then you can fit your original as well as your expansion rulebook. Go in there. A lot of air in there. And then no lid lift. Fits good, works, looks good. Wayfarers. So that one, easy enough. Next, and whatever you want to do with this at that point, you can either display it, toss it if you're one of those people, or hang it, After that, we have the Scholars. So this is one of the ones where I have already, I had to take out the tray. The tray was it wasn't doing me any favors. Things weren't staying in it. There's just a lot of dice, a lot of pieces. I'm not gonna show you how to put everything back in because really it's just the player board, the board stacked in best you can. And then the Body of Books expansion is, so this is base game as well. Anything that was Body of Books, I labeled in the bags. Body of Books, Body of Books. And maybe some people hate doing stuff like this. I mean, I don't want things to get damaged, but I've done it enough at this point to know it sits on a shelf, it's not banging around, you're probably gonna be fine. So Scholars with this tray removed or the insert removed, come on down, no lid lift, fits good, no complaints. Do if you will. Inventors. Same problem I had with Scholars. I had to remove the insert. And I don't even want to touch this because there's so many components. There's so many pieces. I have already put the expansion in here. So that's the Era of Experts. This would not be something I look forward. I would look forward to playing it. I would not look forward to having to box it up if we were going to play another game where I needed to get it off the table immediately. The only things that are, and the funny thing is, it's not too much as far as expansion bits. There's these 2 bags, and then unfortunately there's these boards, which take up a good bit, considering the invention boards already take up a good bit, considering the player board and all of the dice. So there's a lot. This is a beefy game. And as long as you can get those in there, let's see if I can get them back the way I have them, where they sit below in the rule book. And then you got your regular and then your expansion. And then we throw it on. So this one, tiny bit of lid lift. If you lit it, like, it's just because there's so much in there. If you have it on a shelf displayed like between games like I do sometimes, not going to be a problem. If you let it sit on the top, like this one probably will be, there's going to be some of that on the back end. And I don't think there's a way to avoid that. There's just so much in this game. Not a bad thing, just it's tough. So you'll see this one is just displayed right there. Hopefully the back doesn't fall out. Again, do with what you will. And then Moonsaga is just gonna eventually find a spot when I move things right, but for now, it goes right there. And that are the expansions for Wayfarers of the South Tigris. So until next time, when we actually have, some East Empire news, I appreciate you joining me. I appreciate you watching, subscribing, liking, commenting. And until next time, I hope you all take care.